Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today Nzxt released their new cases in 3 varieties, and it's going to be quite interesting because today was actually really interesting in terms of building these 2 cases. And we have the Nzxt H7, Nzxt H7 Flow and Nzxt H7 Elite. So without further ado, let's check out some close-ups just for you guys, like a small teaser, and then we're gonna go into details and what they done compared to the H710. Let's go! In comparison to the H710, which didn't have a tempered glass on front, it had actually the same thing as the H7, so full panel, steel panel, and that was it. The only thing that I've noticed right from the box is the intake missing here on the side, which kinda does miss in some sort of a way. I would say that the H7 Flow is the ideal amongst all 3 cases because you have a nice perforated top which gives a nice outtake for your top radiator. Then it has perforated front which gives a nice intake for your front fans, and by that giving a nice airflow through the case. Now here we have 2 different systems, and in one you'll be a bit shocked with component combination just because, well, honestly I don't have that much component, so I had to combine what I have. Now in the H7 Elite we have 5600G, we have 6650 XT from Sapphire, and the 5600G is cooled with Nzxt Kraken Z73, and right here with the standard H7 in full white we have the, now you're gonna laugh, 12600K with EKAIO Elite 280, and we have the RTX 3080 Ti. Yeah, I know that one doesn't go well whatsoever, and there's bottleneck because the CPU is a bit, let's say, I would go rather with 12900K, but that one is in my main PC currently, so yeah, that's that. Now, in terms of the design and everything, I really love they removed the 2.5-inch SSD bracket right here on the front, and that's really cool because you have loads of space at the back. You can place 2 2.5-inch SSDs at the back. You have 2 hard drive caddies in all cases, and they changed this, let's say, a cable shroud, which is usually going from the power supply shroud to the top, which looks quite nice, subtle, and really does blend in inside the case, yet still has Nzxt signature. Now with the Nzxt H7 Elite we have 3 F140 addressable RGB fans on front, 1 non-addressable RGB fan at the back, and at the top you don't have anything, so you can place a radiator just like I did. And for the white version, so the standard H7, you have 1 120 at the back, 1 120 at the front, and that's basically it. Now let's mention the color scheme. With the H7 and H7 Flow, they come in white and black, all white and all black, while the H7 Elite is available either in all black and all white with a matching glass panel. So for instance, if you go with the black case you get a dark tinted tempered glass, if you go with a white case you get, well, almost none tinted tempered glass, so it's most likely clear TG, so that's really cool. With the H7 series, Nzxt is also launching accessories such as new case fans and the new GPU vertical riser. Now some features found in each of these new cases: H7 has an open up top panel which is improved for cooling, well, basically for outtake. Easier cable management when it comes to all cases, so they have much wider cable shrouds at the back, and it's really easy, as you can see, reroute the cables and really make it nice and tidy, which I really do prefer compared to the H710, and that's really outstanding, and thumbs up for that. As for the panels, they're all toolless, so you can take out the top, you can take out the side panels, you can even take out the front without any screwdrivers, because you have those pegs that go inside the case that has the holders, and that's it. Basically toolless access to everything on front, on the side, on top, however you want to go. And on top you have on each additional dust filter, even though you do have this perforated top, but the thing is the holes are too big, so the dust will definitely come in, so that's why they placed another dust filter there. As for the H7 Flow, all features of the newly refreshed H7 are in the Flow version. It has perforated front panel for improved cooling and thermals, which is definitely a plus, and it comes with black and white color option. And now we have the H7 Elite, which is this one. It has tempered glass front panel, 3 F-series 140mm RGB LED fans, and you have Nzxt Cam powered RGB and fan controller V2. Now for some thermals. Now this will be interesting, because what I did is 5600G with the Kraken Z73. We got in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition 60 Celsius degrees, and the GPU, so Sapphire Radeon RX 6650 XT Nitro Plus scored 59 Celsius degrees. Then we go to the standard H7, so I didn't add any additional fans, only one 120 at the front and one 120 at the back. 12600K with 280mm radiator from EK went up to 51 Celsius degrees in AIDA Extreme Edition, and 3080 Ti with only 2 fans inside the case, 80 Celsius degrees. I do have to mention that AIDA Extreme Edition is pushing all components that I choose up to 100%, making them push the limits up to the maximum. As for the space, it's a huge case, really. It really is. I don't think there might be a slight difference compared to the past series, but it really does give you a long graphic card. It gives you more possibility for custom liquid cooling systems, which is outstanding. And I think this right here will give you an option to mount the vertical bracket for your GPU, so that's cool. As for the power supply shroud, you have two 3.5-inch hard drive brackets at the bottom. You have a possibility for really long power supplies, and even possibility to nicely rearrange the cables. As you can see in both chassis, I placed cable mod extenders, and the original cables from the power supply are tucked beneath. As you can see at the back, everything is nicely arranged thanks to the cable management combs and everything that they placed at the back. Honestly, 5600G with 360 radiator at 60 Celsius degrees is a bit too much, and I do have to say that because it's really strange. Shame they removed the front side where it had here additional intake. They flipped it on the other side, just like on H7 Elite as well. So yeah, that's really strange. I do prefer, even though I don't have it here, the H7 Flow, which has perforated front, and even though if you go with the addressable RGB fans, they could be seen quite nicely at the front, and I think that would be the best case out of all three. If they manage the Elite version with the Nzxt controller V2, some RGB fans, perforated front, perforated top, that would be the ideal Nzxt H7 case. All of these can perform good, can make a decent temperature and make your components cool, but you do need loads of cooling power, because there's only, I would say, 3 centimeters of white and the whole chassis size length of the intake for these cases when you place the tempered glass on the side. So you do need to take that into consideration. On the power supply shroud also you have loads of holes for connecting addressable RGB fans, or if you don't decide to go with the IR-RGB, for your cable, for your PCI, for your graphic card. And actually the side cable shroud is quite nicely designed, so you can push the 24 pin at the back and put it into cable canals and organize everything. I'm quite satisfied with the color scheme, because you can go with all white and all black. You don't have to go with combinations, you can choose that as well. You have the tempered glass on front if you really like the RGB in front. You can go with full panel at the front, or you could go with perforated, which I do prefer. And finally, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Thank you for watching today's video. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.